We're recording, Lee.
Sorry, let's just get off my phone.
Hello one, hello all. Welcome to episode 34 of Fab Life with Lauren and Lee, season 2, I should say. We've had some new listeners, so let's just explain really quickly. Fab Life with Lauren and Lee was a lockdown project pod. 2 friends getting together because we used to live a fab life and it was pretty drab at the time, so it kept us going.
We nearly called it Fab Life to Drab Life, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
But then I actually said, no, because when our Fab Life returns, we'll
can't. Regret it.
We'll regret it. We'll have to finish the podcast. And now look at us, trapped every week doing this fucking shit.
I know, God, here we go. You just want us back every week, bloody hell.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good. Well, I've just had a little bit of a cold, but burning the candle at both ends, it's my own fault.
Oh, nice to sit opposite you then with that breaking news.
But no, I'm
way back when, that would have been a terrorist attack, Lauren.
I know it would. I still get nervous coughing on the tube and stuff.
Oh, I do it to like get people on edge.
Do you?
Yeah, sometimes I fake a cough.
And then you like look around.
Yeah,
like,
just to get a reaction, just
to
feel alive.
Yeah, people are dirty though. I might put my mask back on the tube.
Are you a bit like me though now? If you see someone in a mask, I think they've got COVID.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I think
like,
you've got COVID.
Unless they're over 70, there's no, like save yourself if you're an older person. But if they're like, it's okay there, hon.
For the purpose of the listeners, I just went to take a sip out of my gin and tonic, and the straw put
retreated.
Like whack-a-mole where it pops up and down. It was like that. It was almost going, no, I think you've had enough.
That's a Jason Manford joke, isn't it? When he met.
All right, I stole his joke. I didn't realise.
I don't think he was the first to tell it though. Really.
Who
did he meet? He met. You know that guy who's in The Wrestler. He's kind of got a bit of a messed up face now.
Oh, Mickey Rourke.
And he met him backstage on like Parkinson or Jonathan Ross or something. And he was like, he'd just been in Australia doing the tour for The Wrestler. And he was like, oh, my brother lives in Australia. But he didn't look at his straw. So he just spent the whole time like tonging for his straw. Oh. My dad thinks it's so funny and he does it all the time he gets a straw.
Oh, right.
God love him.
God love him.
But how are you,
Is that
Lily?
his bit?
That's my dad's bit, because he thinks it's really good.
That's like mine when I like push my hair out of my face, even though I've not got it. I'm worried I'm going bald.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Since when?
Well, I'm not going bald, but I'm getting a bit worried about like the top of my head and where you can see the scalp, but it has been cut short.
So you can see it anywhere.
I was asking people today. I was asking my hairdresser. I said, am I? And he went, no, you're not at all, honestly. I said, well, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Custom.
You want me to keep coming back every week. I need an unbiased opinion.
Yeah. Why don't you get that? I've got a couple of friends who do it and it's actually worked. You know, that rubbing shampoo?
Oh, that doesn't help my insecurities.
No, because it makes it thicker even if you're not going bald.
Right, okay.
Because the follicles are already there.
Maybe it's just
because
really I've cut it short. Anyway, that's by the by.
It looks great. Looks fab to me, babe.
Thank you. We should introduce. Well, I've not met Lucas. Well, I have before we.
He is no. We have a producer that's returned. Thanks for coming back, Lucas.
It's good to be back.
Yay.
There's a running joke with us, Lucas, that every time we do this podcast, we have a different producer, and it's like we inappropriately touch them every week. Although weirdly, the week that I wasn't here, the producer has returned.
It might be.
So maybe it's me.
I think it's
Lee.
Yeah, the Lee is the Me Too of the
me
group.
Too. Hashtag me please. Lee please.
It's despo.
We are not making light of that terrible time that people had.
Disclaimer
Move
there.
along.
Nervously over there.
Yes, welcome, Lucas. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
You were here the week that I wasn't because I was. Oh, Lucas, I was in hospital.
I heard. You had a little.
He had a bad old time of
battle.
No,
Yeah.
I did, but I'm fighting fit now. I really am.
are.
I'm back out.
You look
Better than
fresh.
ever.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lucas. You can come back.
Yeah, you can stay now. You've proved yourself as one of the
Better
team.
than ever, but slightly balding.
Just don't put your head down now. We're recording it visually.
Well, I'm trying not to, and I keep catching my eye on the monitor.
Well, I'm nervous, Lucas.
What's your hair like on your mother's father's side?
That's the rumour. That's the
thing
old
that they
wives'
say.
tale, isn't
My
it?
mother's father's side.
Your mother's father.
Well, he died when I was like 5, so I can't remember. But I think he was bald, actually. But my dad's
Your dad's hair is so strong.
So strong,
So
so
that's
strong.
got to count, hasn't it, for something?
Yeah, I think he was bald. I'm trying to think of photos. Yeah, he was kind of balding. Oh God. Oh no.
Oh, gee.
Oh,
It's
that
happening.
made it
It's-
worse.
Yeah.
Lucas is
You're
never
not
returning.
Well, you don't have to worry about you. I got bloody well trolled on our YouTube. Well, we think it was. It wasn't very good trolling because it didn't make any sense. It was episode 33 and someone commented saying, well, it was a double troll. The second one I don't get. But the first one is your guest.
What, there were 2 trolls?
Well, she said guest. And I was like, I'm the fucking co-host. I'm not a guest. Also, she said episode 33 and your guest has come as a 33 and then a rolling eyes emoji.
Yeah, what does that
And
mean?
I was like, are you calling me fat? Are you saying I look 33 because I'm actually 34? So that's a compliment. I was just a bit like, I don't know what's going on. So if they could clarify for us, it might have not been a troll, but no one replied because we were all like, I don't know what's happened, but still.
Well, yeah, we
fuming
should
about
should
that.
do a little shout out of the YouTube listeners and watchers. Laura Lawler, they've got Annie Brown, Josephine, Michelle, Gabrielle. Yeah, episode 33, and your guest is wearing the 33 to the full.
I was in mourning as well.
What does
crying,
that
for
mean?
fuck's sake.
I Googled it. I said, like, wearing 33, because I was like, oh my God, this is going to be
Well, my
hilarious.
sleeves were like billowing. Maybe it was that.
Maybe it was your shoulder
What's she going to
pads.
say about this?
Oh, yeah, 69.
We shouldn't give any attention to the trolls anyway.
We shouldn't. Don't feed the trolls, even though we started that with Lauren saying, I got trolled.
I've never
Well,
been trolled.
Oh, I've been trolled.
Have you?
Oh, did you not remember the time that someone called me a bullfrog looking see you next Tuesday? You don't remember?
Yeah,
I got
I do.
absolute, like, I've had some real, because I've had a few tweets that have
That's
gone
quite
viral.
funny, though.
Clang, clang.
Clang. Here he goes. Daily Mail Online.
And one of my tweets was, it's just a silly little joke where I said, the ultimate kindness of strangers. I said, I was just dining alone in a restaurant and this couple that saw that I was on my own offered me to join them. How nice is that? It really puts faith in humanity.
Yeah, lovely.
I mean, I said no because they looked common as fuck. But isn't it lovely? Well, people got the joke. Yeah, people were like, yeah,
oh,
funny.
he's a
you know,
comedian.
yeah,
Sure,
silly.
Sure.
It's because of us commoners that we won the war. And if we didn't, you'd still be talking German, you bullfrog-looking unt.
They
So I
love to
was
bring
like-
up the war, don't they? All
Well,
the
yeah,
trolls.
someone said, one day I hope that you're lying in a gutter taking your last dying breath and a common person gobs on you.
Gobs. Oh, great word, though.
I was like, guys. Anyway, so I
Chill
Googled
out.
bullfrogs, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you look at a large amount of pictures of bullfrogs, you eventually stumble across one that does bear a resemblance to yourself.
The sexiest of the frogs. The sexiest of the frogs.
You're like,
right?
oh, that could be me.
Big blue eyes. Yeah, I can see
Receding hairline.
it. Big
What
mouth.
about this one? How does this one
Oh,
look?
yes.
Oh, gosh, she's got bullfrog. Look. Oh.
He looks quite happy.
I think we did share one on the gram. That looks like it's
I think
got
that's a
drawn on
ceramic
eyes.
one, yeah.
That's the ceramic one. Yeah, that'll be when I have a load of Botox and can't move my face.
I
For the purpose of the listeners, we are currently
We'll
displaying
post these.
bullfrogs on the screen. We'll post these on our Instagram. Oh, that one's me on a Saturday night.
That's you at karaoke.
Yeah, come on, boys.
Yeah.
Well, it's the double chin. That's me all over. That one on the left.
I thought you were going to go to me then. I was like, okay.
No,
I don't think I'm ready
Neither-
to receive this feedback there.
neither 33. I mean, mine's not bad compared to your trolling.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they'll come. Mine will come. They're
Yeah.
bad-
Yeah. Oh,
bad
yeah, yeah.
trolls.
You can know you've made it when you've got trolls.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yes.
Yeah.
I did just laugh.
Even though you don't know what it means. It could
I
be a
don't know what it
compliment.
means. I thought it might be like young
She's wearing
slang.
33 to the full. What's it mean?
Don't know. We'll find out.
If anyone knows what that means, or if this troll is listening
And they're not a troll.
to this week's, then please come on in. We invite you as a guest.
Let's talk numbers.
Anyway,
Anywho,
what's been new? What's been happening?
not much. Just working like a dog baby girl, and went out a lot. It was my friend's 40th. I have a friend who's 40.
All right. Well, that's okay.
That's okay, isn't it? I'm not near 40, so it's fine. And they had a 40th.
Happy birthday to your friend. I hope she's
It's
not
MJ,
listening.
hey. Yeah, it was his 40th birthday party. I took goodie bags, Dolly Sticks goodie bags. That was good. And we danced the night away, but it was in the hottest room ever. It was downstairs below this pub in Fitzrovia. It was really nice. You'd have loved it. But I was sweating through it. I had like a suit on and I had this like big hairpiece. So I was like going, not herpes, herpes, FYI. But it was the hottest room and I went up to the bar staff and I was like, can you put the aircon on? They were like, oh yeah, we were just about to do that. It's getting hot, isn't it? But they put it on and then they opened the fucking door. So like all the cold air was going out and they had a DJ who was really good and we were dancing away. There was also a classic moment, you'd have loved it, where the DJ, who was this like fabulous gay guy, and he was like really good at his job, down in pints of Guinness, he was like really cool. And he was chatting to kind of friend of the pod, Ben, who doesn't listen, and my husband, Freddie, and thought they were a gay couple, and he thought he was going to be going home with them.
Oh, what, for a
that night?
threesome?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he was like, oh, how do you know MJ? How do you know the birthday boy? And Freddie went, well, my wife over there is. And then he was like, yeah, so best get started on the old set. It was literally like he found out. Well, I mean, it's not the
Ben's
first
got
time.
a partner. He could have moved on to Adam.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't
Adam's
there.
in rehearsals.
Oh, that's such a shame.
I know.
Was the DJ quite good looking?
Yeah, he was, but he was like cool. I wouldn't have said he was Freddie's type, actually.
He's a man.
Freddie
usually goes for different kind of gays.
Yeah, like Ben was like, lol, he clearly left then because he thought, and Freddie was like, it's not the first time a gay man's come on to me.
Well, it's not. I mean,
nah.
Freddie, self-awareness.
Yeah.
He's a camp
And I
man.
love a camp.
Yeah,
I'm
you
proud.
love a camp man.
Love a camp
Of
man.
course you are. You are a camp man.
Yeah. And what did I say afterwards? I was like, well, I mean, I'm not offended because if I could go out with Julian Clary, I would. You know what I mean?
You would.
It just doesn't go this way.
Who actually is more masculine than Freddie. I'm joking.
Better makeup skills than me as well.
Oh.
Oh, he's so beautiful.
He's amazing. Have you seen the Palladium Panto?
No, he's back though. We need to go.
Oh, it's incredible.
Tell
It's
Nadia
incredible.
she's got to get me in there this time.
Oh yeah, it's just so good, and I hate pantos.
Someone else is in it who I really want to see. It's Dawn French in it this year.
Dawn French is in it, yeah.
We've got to go.
Yeah, I want to go.
It's
so
right up
good.
our
It's
street.
so funny. Julian Clary is timed to perfection.
He's just so good. All right, we're going to go.
Um,
Swoon. How's your week been? What's your goss?
Well, I don't really have goss. I have a slightly sad news. Well, it's not sad. It is sad. It's not sad. You don't know how to deal with the news, really. But my granddad passed away.
Oh, of course.
So thank you to everyone's messages who did get in touch. It was that weird thing because I didn't really want to post something. It felt like
know
almost
what you
glorifying. But then because I post literally quite a lot of my life,
About your life, yeah.
the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs.
The shake it all about. I thought you were going to say.
They're doing the okey-cokey. I would probably put that on Instagram if I was doing the okey-cokey. It'd be like an ironic, look at me, guys, I'm doing the okey-cokey.
I'm a man of the people.
I'm putting my left leg in. But no, so I posted something and I had very lovely messages. So thank you to
Yeah.
all the Fab Lifers who have said nice things. But yeah, grand old age of 94.
I mean, it's not a bad age, is it?
It's
Love him.
not a bad age.
Shall we have a little cheers to Cliff?
Cheers to Cliff.
Cheers.
Cheers. Sorry, I brought the mood right down,
oh, no,
haven't I?
It's fine. I cried last week, so you know.
Oh, I
you're
know.
better than me.
I know. Gosh. Yeah, you got a lot of nice messages for that
I know,
as
I
well.
did. Oh.
I felt a bit bad because I was kind of laughing.
You were like, she's crying. This is great
I was like,
content.
yeah, clickbait. They love a crier.
Oh, well, also, can I discuss Cliff? Freddie's granddad was called Cliff. You don't get a lot of Cliffs anymore. It's such a good name, isn't it?
Yeah.
So strong. And I didn't know your granddad was called Cliff. So
Cliff. Colin and Cliff.
he sounds like such a lovely man, so cheers to him.
Cheers to him. Other than that, what goss? Well, we ended up going out last week after the pod
I
pod
forgot that
record.
even happened. Yeah, drag bingo.
Here
Here in Vauxhall.
in Vauxhall, yeah, and then we ended up at the Groucho.
The
Club.
Groucho, yeah, name drop there.
Yeah, sure.
Espresso martinis in a free picture. That fell out my notebook the other day, and I was like, oh, forgot about that. We look quite good in it, considering.
I think I lost mine.
Well, I've got it. I'll take a picture of it and send it you.
Well, you have been watching. You've been ever so intellectual today, haven't you?
Well, I did my research today
Oh.
because we said we were going to talk about Lizzie. Our Liz.
Oh, she's not our Liz. Well, she
Nah.
technically is our Liz,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, no. Bloody Liz Truss. Let's talk about her. Did you know that the Star, the Daily Star, have got a YouTube channel that's a lettuce.
It's a
and
live
Liz
link.
Truss, and it's just a live video, and they're saying if I mean, an iceberg lettuce lasts quite a long time.
Yeah,
doesn't
so
it?
they're basically saying who will outlast each other. Will the
Yeah.
lettuce or will the lettuce?
Which is going to get wetter first?
Oh.
Oh God! Oh no! Ugh, that's a horrible thought.
Well, yeah. So I've weirdly, since being back at Loose Women,
You must know everything.
Well, I kind of have slightly took a step back from actively looking at the news because I kind of get it through them.
Yeah.
I know they're not a news outlet, but they do cover a lot of like current affairs and whatever.
Yeah.
So I will often like kind of vicariously get stuff through them just chatting about stuff.
You get the headlines.
And
you get
obviously
the-
Twitter, you see bits and bobs. But I'm quite good on Twitter at filtering out, I only see tweets about bullfrogs and stuff like that.
You recently tweeted about this.
Because you like bullfrogs, you might like this. No, so I don't often, I'll see bits. Anyway, so I kind of, I don't know
Yeah.
too much about it. But you've probably watched PMQs
Well, I watched
today.
PMQs today. Well, do you know?
Does it not fill you with rage?
I was like, I don't know whether I can watch this because I don't really like cringy telly, and it basically is reality TV, isn't it? But it's not staged like a lot of reality TV is. It's like fucking awful. It's like a panto. It's like a panto. So they're all standing up and sitting down. It's
That
like
pisses
musical
me off.
chairs, and it's like, John from Lee, you didn't sit down. You've got to stand up now. It's your go. And the speaker's like, they're all wooing each other. It's so weird.
It's odd. It's odd. The
It's-
heckles, the
It's
like.
really
"Ugh."
strange behaviour
And then
for
there's
old
that
people.
fucking what's his face in the middle? Is he? What's the speaker called? No.
I don't know. He's northern now, isn't he? What's he called?
Yeah. I can't,
Oh, Lindsay or something like
Yeah,
that. He's got like a
Lindsay
like
Hoyle
a-
or someone.
Yeah, because I
And-
thought it was a woman when I saw it written down. I was like, yay, a female speaker, that's great. And then it was just a guy.
Linz.
Our Linz.
No, and it'll be like order, 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 order. Oh well, that was
Yeah.
John Burko actually.
Yeah.
He said,
No, this
"Order."
guy's like
But all he does
northern.
is just shout order.
Yeah. Today he went, if you ask the right honourable lady a question, then you better let her answer the question now. Prime Minister. And then she didn't answer the question. She just kind of finished her sentence. And bloody Jeremy Hunt's new in there, isn't he? So he's not listening. But he's also in the background going, pretending in the go. Every so often they all just go, here, here. It's dead weird. And they also do like these, it's basically like, Pose when they go against each other in like drag, like the houses of whatever. It's like that because they're being like sassy retorts to each other, like Keir Starmer stood up today. You should write for him because you'd make it so much better. But they're trying to be funny. He's like, oh, I hear you've got an autobiography coming out about your time at number 10. He was like, due out at Christmas. Is that when you're going to be gone by? Oh, and then sits back down. And then she's like, well, you said that, it's like 11 a reef,
See,
like I'm going to Tenerife, you're going to 11 a
See, I don't think I could be the politician because I would like be like
get bitchy.
imagine- yeah, I'd get personal.
Yeah.
I go, well, at least I'm not fucking fat. Thank you.
Yeah, mic drop. Someone needs clearer sill.
Yeah. I'd go, don't spit when you say your words. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That's all.
That's all.
And they're like, what about the energy crisis? I'll be like, what about the fact that I don't have energy for you because you're boring? Sit down, bitch.
See, you went to charity shop too then. You boring man. So good. I also need to discuss most of the time when her side stand up, it's like bragging to the teacher. It's like teacher's pet. So there was this guy from Lee, which is shockingly conservative because that's from near me, and it turned when was it? I think it was when Bojo first came in, because it was like Labour for a very long time. Anyway, so he stands up, this fella, and he's like, can I just say the people in my constituency are great? And he was like, the Lee Centurions, which is a rugby league team, right? They've just come up into the main league of like rugby league.
flatlined.
Yeah, fine. Well, everyone else fucking did. Like, I'm from rugby league country. Oh.
Someone knows how she voted in the referendum.
Brexit means Brexit. Joke. Yeah, he goes, well, they've just come up and maybe congratulate them because they're now doing really well in our... So let's congratulate Lee. And
Fucking
also...
war going on in Ukraine. We're like, what the fuck?
And then she goes, the Prime Minister replied going, yes, let's congratulate the Lee Centurion. And I was like, are we fucking talking about rugby league? And then another woman did it and she went, we're doing the army in the Brecon Beacons. It's the longest, hardest walk, and they're doing it, and it's the best training they have. And she went, yes, I was like, what are you all talking about? People can't afford to eat. And
Well,
we're
the best
congratulating
thing
people.
was when she wasn't there, and Penny Mordaunt had to be like, I can clarify
This
that our
yesterday.
Prime Minister is not hiding under a table. And it's like, oh my God, the very
Someone's asked her.
sentence of that.
Someone's
And then
asked
she
her about
came
that.
in looking heavily sedated and was just like, kind of like looking
Do you think
like,
she's on drugs?
no, but she just looked like zoned out because everything, I mean, she'll be gone by next week, surely.
How are they going to get rid of her, though? Because apparently it's really hard.
She'll quit. They'll
force
say,
her to,
listen, this
won't
can be
they?
painful or this can be easy, and you take the easy. Bojo would have hung on by the end, but
Yeah.
she'll go.
Lizzie,
I
she ain't going
signed
to do
up
it.
for this. But it does make me think of jobs. Like, have you ever done a job where you've just been wildly incapable?
Yeah, and she thought she was going to be good.
Bit like this.
33 over here. Can't think. I've not done that many jobs. They've all been quite performery, so they're obviously really good at that. But I used to work at a Sainsbury's garage, actually, when I was a student.
You know, I used to work at Tesco, not the garage.
The garage. Oh, I used to work at the garage on the Holloway Road.
So was that separate to the big store? Just
Yeah,
'cause
it was a
ours
little one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he used to work in that, and it was on the main road. And he used to hate it because he used to have to get there at 6 a.m. I couldn't eat croissants for like a few years because, like, you know, when you go into a job and there's like a smell.
Sorry, one sec. Just pause while I break down in tears over this heartbreaking story of Lauren unable to eat croissants.
Honestly, the bakery smell, because I'd get in at 6 or was
Oh,
it
right.
5? And there'd be the baker just leaving. And that just reminded me of that. You know, when you have to get up really early and you feel like...
Yeah,
like
is it
sick.
triggering?
Yeah, it's a bit triggering.
So
Oh,
you would never go to the airport for an early flight and have a croissant?
Well, I can now. It's
Oh,
a
right.
long
Time
time
has
ago.
passed. Time
Yeah,
has
it was
passed.
about 15 years ago.
You can taste the difference.
I can really taste the difference. Well done.
Thank
really
you.
good. But I used to work on the till and I didn't want to do that.
Mm.
And I think it was because I don't drive. So I've never had to fill up a car or anything. So it'd be like, oh, if you're on the main till, you had to like look at the pumps. And it was like, oh, pump 2. And you're like, I just didn't get it. I just was like, I just hated it. And then I remember once someone swindled me on my change once. You know, and they go, because I was obviously like new. They never trained me either, so I just figured out this till. And they were like, you've worked on a till, haven't you, in Tesco? The older tills, because I remember working in a shop later and it was all automated and it was really easy. They were like, the numbers were like clicky numbers and all of the buttons had worn down. So you had to know what they were.
Well, that sounds barbaric.
I know, so I just didn't know anything. And then this one guy, when I was like trying to get the till to open, he was like, yeah, I'll give you a 20, not a 10. And he hadn't.
Oh.
And at the end of the day...
That's really stuck with you, hasn't it?
Oh, God. Well, I just was mortified because I was like, I fucking hate this job. It's so bad. I did see Sean Bean in there once buying a pack of fags, though.
Oh, right.
So-
I think you've told us that
Yeah.
story.
And
before,
Dermot
actually.
O'Leary,
Oh.
topping his car up on the way into town.
Oh, lovely.
But that was it. You know, that was the only silver
Yeah,
lining.
the pros didn't outweigh the cons.
No, I was like, please, can I go out and stock shelves?
Well, I started on checkouts, and I always remember I used to be like scanning people's shopping and think, I shouldn't be doing this. I should
I'm better than this.
I should be making decisions.
Yeah.
So I moved to customer service,
Yeah.
where I had the power. I had to wear a blazer. And when I put that
Oh.
blazer on customer service, I was, yeah.
Lovely uniform.
But
at
you know
Tesco,
I'm-
quite smart with the
yes,
jackets,
yes,
isn't
it was a lovely blue, tailored. But you know, I'm not very good with power. It
No,
goes
no.
to my head. So often what I used to, this is really awful to admit, but sometimes I'd be bored and I used to like, you know, pretend I was someone.
Yeah.
And I was like 17 at the time, probably 18 actually, because I think, you know, the power of customer service, you
Yeah.
have to be a full grown adult.
Yeah.
So I used to walk. This is terrible to admit, really. But I used to walk down the checkouts with a clipboard, and like if there
And
were
everyone
new
was probably like,
starters,
oh, he's the manager. That
yeah,
guy
yeah,
is the manager.
And then if there was someone new, I'd go, "Can I just what is your name again?" And he'd be like, "Anton." I'd go, "Anton," and just write it down and walk off. Really intimidating.
Not much going on in the
Nothing used to
Grimsby
happen.
store then,
Yeah,
eh?
no. Technically, it was Cleethorpes 2286. Big
Oh,
up
yeah.
my Tesco crew.
Oh, but you were good at that job. Have
I
you not-
loved it. I was
have
the
you got any
Tesco
job?
tannoy. I've still got it. Staff announcement. Would a member of staff from Tip and Fill please go to the back door? Thank you.
Tip and Fill.
Tip and
What
Fill.
the hell is Tip and Fill?
Customer no one ever knew. No one ever knew what tip and fill was.
Anton was like, is that me? I'll go.
Customer announcement. We would like to remind all... Oh, fucked it.
Shit.
I never fucked it for live. We would like to remind all customers the store closes today at 4 p.m. Therefore, could you please make your final selections and proceed to the checkout? Thank you.
Selections.
Got it. Never lost it.
You were really good at that job then.
Oh, I was great.
But what were you bad at?
I
Man was
worked
the
at a theme
pumpster.
park.
Oh,
I worked at a theme
I
park
remember this.
called Pleasure Island.
Why were you bad at that?
It was a late night theme park. Couldn't get hard. No, it was because the weird thing was, which we took for granted, we had an actual like theme park on like 5 minutes from us in Cleethorpes.
love
It's
that.
no longer here.
R.I.P.
No, I know. It's not really. It was fun.
I love
Someone
a
would have
theme
died. I mean, if someone
Be
lost
there,
their
one of
legs
them.
at Alton Towers, I'm surprised nothing ever happened in Cleethorpes, because working at that theme park, I thought the health and safety checks.
There
So-
was no compliance manager, let me tell you that.
So I was like 17, walking down, hated it. Used to like turn up, and basically the way the contract was, it was like turn up for work, but we might send you home. You didn't know you were
No.
working that day unless you like got there. But I was like, I used to get there and think, please send me home, please send me
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Because I like, anyway, so I got there and I thought, they're going to put me on the big shit. They're going to put
Yeah,
me on
yeah.
there's a ride called the Boomerang. It was like the big roller coaster. I was like, oh, the Hyper Blaster.
You could really hype people up. You could be like, you ready for this?
So
You
I
little
was,
shit.
I was like, I was ready to go on the big ones. Fucking
Yeah.
Frog Hopper, which was
no.
basically like this child's ride where it just went up and down, like tiny bits. And like my main job was encouraging the kids not to kick their shoes off, because they used to like kick their shoes
sure.
and then they tried to kick it into
At
the
you.
next. Yeah, at me a lot of the time. Yeah, it's a very homophobic town at the time, even with the kids.
And especially with you being on a frog thing, you know, looking like a bullfrog, they thought.
Oh
you know,
God!
one of
It's
the-
yes, I didn't even make that
They
connection.
probably were like, oh, it's one of them.
Yeah, they probably thought,
One of their
wow,
own.
yeah, he's in costume.
They're really putting money into this theme park.
But I was shit, and I've spoke about this before. I have no problem quitting.
Yeah.
So
me
like
neither.
I did have I left in a blaze of glory. I quit. I unceremoniously, because the managers were awful, I said I quit, because I'd got this job at Tesco at this point. So I was
Thank
doing
God,
both. So I didn't
Tesco.
really need,
Yeah.
you know, and I was getting more and more hours at Tesco. I said, I'm done. I said, you're all like, and I gave this big speech. Anyway, I marched out of the thing.
Hopped out.
Yeah, hopped out. And he shut the gate, and I realised I'd left my padlock on my locker, and I needed
it a
that
dear
back.
one?
it was a real dear one. I
Yeah.
think it was my dad's actually.
Oof.
So I had to like shake the gate, and then he came back. I said, sorry, can you, I just left my padlock. It was like an encore, but it was like, you know,
Yeah, a bit
but it was
shit.
like being exiled.
Yeah.
I was like,
You
sorry,
carry on with your staff meeting
Yeah,
on the card. I won't be a minute.
carry on. Wipe those tears after my big speech.
Oh God, no! I don't think I've ever been bad at a job apart from the Sainsbury's one. I've walked out of a lot of jobs though. I used to have a paper round. I used to hate that as well. But that was mainly because in Haydock, like there was just loads of little shitty kids on the street. at
Well,
night.
you were surprised that I had a paper round, because I posted a throwback picture of me the other
Throwback,
day.
gelled fringe,
My
anyone?
first taste of fame,
Oh my God.
and my only.
I love that it was written for you because you clearly didn't say. And Lee said, you know, and it was like an English essay the way it was written.
Well, I'll give the backstory. So when Grandad passed away, they were looking through some like old clippings, and they'd kept like a few stuff that had been written about me in the Grimsby Telegraph, and one of them. So the week before this clipping, the story was, it was an exclusive. Grimsby Telegraph got the exclusive. Lee gets his bike nicked.
yeah.
That was the story. Lee's bike
local
has been
stud
stolen.
Lee.
Yeah. And there was a picture of me, really sad, on the
Sad.
curb,
Yeah.
like, "Woo, my bike's been nicked." Okay, and it was, you know, that they were hunting for the assailants,
Yeah.
because I did get my bike stolen, and you know, it was a slow news.
Slow news
Yeah.
week that week. Yeah.
Next week, my bike had been used as a getaway vehicle at the local
No.
Thorpe Park. Someone tried to rob the tuck shop, and they had my bike, and they ran out. The shopkeeper ran after them, and they left the bike bit offensive towards the bike. They were like,
Yeah, it was a
steal
good bike.
sweets, leave that pile of shit.
Yeah.
So I went to the police station where they had a warehouse of bikes that had just been lost or nicked or whatever. I picked it out in like a lineup.
A line
Police-
up.
That's the bike.
Just ring that bell on number 2, would you, for me?
So
Yeah,
I
that's the
got
one.
on the phone. I got yeah. I got on the blower to the Grimsby Telegraph. I said,
You
have
won't
I
bloody
got-
believe it.
Have I got a scoop for you? I've only bloody got my bike back.
They
So-
just thought they found who Zodiac Killer was. They were like, fuck that, we'll save that till next week.
But Sally, a friend of the pod, Joe,
Yeah.
wife, I don't think she listens, but she just messaged, which was so funny. She said the fact they sent a photographer around for this, because it was
Yeah,
a
and
full-on
you're-
piece, and I'm on my bike like, yeah, I got my bike back.
It's like you're in Biker Grove, isn't it? That poster, like that picture of you, like.
But I was terrible at the paper round. I used to often, you meant to do it in the morning. I'd do it
Yeah.
after school, and sometimes it'd be like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and they wouldn't have had their paper. And they
news is old
complained.
by that
They were
point,
like,
yeah.
where, I just hated it.
Oh my God, I can imagine. And you're like quoted saying, yeah, I can't wait to get back to my paper round or something.
It was a relief. That was the quote. It was a relief.
It was a relief. And Leslie, his mum Leslie.
She got in on the act, didn't
Yeah,
she?
she
God,
did.
she can't bloody help it.
It wasn't her
She
words either, because I was
wasn't
like,
her
she's not
words.
asked.
No. In secret, I was furious. I got it back because there'd been a string of bikes being nicked round the town. And I'd heard on the grapevine that a very rich man had read about someone else's bike being nicked and had kindly bought them a bike. So I
Your
thought,
first sugar daddy.
fucking quid
Yeah,
thin here.
yeah.
No, turns out my fucking shithole bike got returned.
Absolute nightmare. They were
So-
like, no good.
Yeah. Anyway, we've also got a talk from Liz Truss to James Cordon.
Oh my
Big
God.
goss, big celeb goss.
Big goss. Have you read the post? Have you read the post by the guy who owns the restaurant?
I have. Do you want to read it out?
Oh, fucking hell, it's so good.
It's so funny
What's
the
his
way.
name, Keith? So context is, if you've not heard,
Well, I've heard on the grapevine before that James Cordon, and actually he
Isn't
has
very
admitted
nice,
this.
is he?
He's admitted that he hasn't always had good behaviour.
he's kind of like Keith something.
And McNally, I believe. And basically, Keith has banned James Cordon from this restaurant.
From all Balthazar.
Which is a well-known
There's one in
celeb
Covent
spot.
Garden, yeah.
The New York one, I think it was, or the LA one,
Yeah,
or
the
wherever
New
it is,
York one.
is very celeb heavy.
Well, I'm just going to read the first, like, the bit of paragraph. We don't
Yeah.
need to go into, like, the examples that they give, but it's just the way he's worded it is great. James Corden is a hugely gifted comedian, but a tiny cretin of a man.
What an amazing
I
insult
love the
is
word
tiny cretin of a man.
Cretin is not cretinous. It's not used enough. Let's bring it
Oh,
back.
yeah.
And the most abusive customer to my Balthazar service since the restaurant opened 25 years ago. That is big.
That is big. And he's put that publicly
Yeah.
online.
He was like, I don't often 86 a customer, but so today I am.
Oh, God, maybe Keith will know what 33 means, because I don't know what
Yeah.
86
Shall I DM him?
customer is either.
Shall I DM him?
Yeah,
Must be an
yeah.
American thing.
Keith, help me out.
Help me out, babes. And then he puts like bad examples, and one's about the egg yolk going near an egg white on his wife's
This is
omelette. I would
typical.
not be married to someone who did that.
I was thinking about this because, if anything, I am overly nice to service staff
Me too.
to the point of it's insincere.
Thank you so
to the point
much.
of where they're like, all right, it's becoming patronizing. But
Yeah.
I just couldn't bear to so I'm always like, hello, and
Yeah.
or I want to like befriend them, and you can tell they're just like, oh, fuck off, another person trying.
Yeah.
The only time I have had once, I had a blazing row with someone in a restaurant once. Yeah, a waitress.
Why?
Well, and I was thinking about this afterwards, but basically I went up and she was rude to me, essentially.
Yeah.
And she was like, and she basically said something that was quite cutting, and she was like, no, and she told me the wrong thing, and then we ended up getting in this kind of like back and forth, and I just lost it. But it was because she was rude to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, if you're rude, like, because I've had waitresses before be really rude to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, little bitches.
Sometimes you're like, okay, like, but I'm still like, yeah, sweetness and light, sweetness and light.
Yeah. Kill 'em with kindness.
But I mean, I just think he's so stupid. Like, James Cordon knows that everything you do is being watched, and eventually it catches up with you. And he's clearly got to a point where it's just maybe this will. Well, he's since apparently apologised.
Well, there's another post.
And now is unbanned from Balthazar's.
He's unbanned, yeah.
So that lasted a while.
So it clearly, like, it was the same day, wasn't it? James Corden just called me and apologised profusely, having fucked up myself more than most people. I strongly believe in second chances. Yeah. Oh my God.
Well,
that's it. I mean, that's it. But I'm a bit like,
but
how are you even famous in America anyway? Like, no one likes.
Oh, he's huge in America.
I know, but everyone on the comments, it's hilarious. Have you read the comments?
No.
Everyone's calling this Keith a legend. And then people are like, I still can't believe he made it over there. He's not funny. He never was. And then, this is why I follow this account. I will never, ever settle for my egg white touching my yolk ever again. Thank you. Right, take the piss. And then, like, Balthazar staff are gods. And then someone put, one can tell the true character of a person based on how they treat the server. Can the U86 him from my television as well?
Yeah,
come on,
so this
Keith,
is the
you
thing,
know
like,
it's not true. James Corden is not a hugely gifted comedian.
Yeah, well, I
People are
did
just going
think,
wild for it.
like, because the first thing I thought was like, oh God, what about that woman that I had the row with? Because I do think about that more than I
It's going to come back
should.
and bite you in the ass.
No, because I actually genuinely, it was that I felt was in the wrong, and we ended up, yeah, and it wasn't anything really about the service. It was about her being, but for like a bit of egg yolk or egg white getting in
And the
yolk,
other was like,
I mean,
sat in
come
the
on.
wrong-
And then they brought back the salad, but instead of the salad, they bought chips, and he went
Yeah.
mental. I'd be like, getting chips instead of a salad is clearly a bonus.
I'd just be like, that salad, don't matter if you forgot it, babes.
I'd just be like, oh, chips. I mean, chips. I've always got chips on the go.
Yeah.
Just bring a load of chips down.
Also, egg yolk omelette. That's basically a heart attack omelette. You're not going to be bothered about a few chips on the side,
Well, he clearly was. I'd love to do an episode on rude celebrities that we've met, because my God, but
I bet you've got a few.
I'd probably get
You
sued.
can't.
Maybe we can do that behind a paywall or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Members only. Well, there was an old article resurfaced about Rob Brydon when they were in... What were they in together? Gavin and Stacey.
Oh, right, yeah.
And back in the day, he interviewed and he was like, yeah, James has got a bit ahead of himself and I had to have a word with him when he was getting big on that. Because obviously he was like famous before then, but then that was like the thing that like really bumped it up. And Rob Brydon was like, I could see it was really getting to him and like he was getting ratty with people. So it's not the first time. That everyone kind of knows he's like that.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
The thing that everyone asks in TV is, if you work in TV, the one thing you get asked is, what are they like?
Yeah.
Like, you never get that in business or,
No.
you never get that in, an office job. What are they like?
Yeah.
A celebrity or a well-known person, everyone wants to know, what are they like?
Yeah.
So everyone knows this.
Word gets around.
So even if you are inherently an arsehole, just hide it.
If you're an actor as well,
I
just
know.
fake it.
And he's just got so... I mean, this is the situation with Ellen DeGeneres, apparently, allegedly.
I was reading up on that the other day, and it's like producers from the first season are saying, no, it was happening back then, but you needed the job. You're all freelancers. You just put your head down.
Yeah.
And the DJs and stuff are saying it. So she must have just been toxic.
Yeah.
But they're like the happiest people on the telly. He's like the late night version of Ellen, like the carpool karaoke sitch.
Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors though, isn't it? It's like, here, I come on, I switch it on. I'm going to go out there and punch your grandma in the face.
Yeah. And we'll never see Lucas again. # me too.
Oh, I'll see Lucas again. Sorry. He's like, I'm leaving.
I gotta go.
Anything, freelance, you got to put your head down and work. Like you
Yeah,
say.
do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
We will be seeing Lucas again, guys. Just FYI.
Yeah, so it's been a random episode today, haven't we? So, haven't we?
We're talking about recent events, babes.
I love it when we
Recent
try and
events.
cover recent
I
events.
know. And also I love that I watch PMQs. Couldn't tell you about any of the policies. I just literally was pissing my pants at
Well, we're too
the
busy
musical
learning
chairs.
about rugby.
Yeah, rugby and the
Rugby
Brecon
league.
Beacons. Army Walk, Army Trail. If anyone lives there.
I've been into the House of Commons,
Have you?
I
What
got a
did you
tour
do?
around the houses of Parliament.
House of the Parliament.
You know, that's what HP Source stands for.
How's the Parliament sauce?
Learned that in a lockdown quiz.
Did you go in? Only just learnt that one. Did they not have it just like around when you went in there?
What, HP Source?
Yeah, just in every room.
No, funnily enough, no, don't. Yeah, I went in there and it was pretty boring actually.
Did you go in the bar? Because they have like a bar.
Yes, I went into the bar. Yeah, the subsidised bar where like a fucking gin and tonic is like £2.
Well,
double gin and tonic.
They're struggling out there.
No, it's subsidised by us. The taxpayers.
Oh my God, are you actually joking?
Us individuals. It's taxpayer subsidised.
Oh my God, scumbag.
I went on that gorgeous bar with the balcony on the Thames as well.
Well, that's what, yeah.
Yeah, well, there's another bar. There's a different
That's
bar
where
that
everyone
opens
goes,
very late.
has a picture when they like go and get an award or something, you know, they've been to an event and they always pose there with like the London Eye in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
I loved it. I walked in, I had access to all areas.
Areas. Access all areas. Oh, I love a political app. Well,
yeah, this has been such a political app.
as political as we get. But she's just a fucking idiot and it's really hilarious. That's my takeaway there. What's your takeaway on current politics?
I don't know. Who have we got? Call a general election.
Yeah.
Call her a Lecky G.
Yeah.
That's what they said or something. A Jenny Leck or something.
Jenny Lex.
Yeah.
We need one. We need
a Jenny
one.
Lex.
Honestly, 12 years, the woman kept saying, the Labour woman. 12 years. No, 20 years. How many years? 12 years. We've been under Conservative government. And the guy was like, give me another 20. I was like, babes, you've had 12. How long does it take?
Oh, well.
Got to get them through, though. Got to get a lot of PMs out, haven't we? Conservatives. They just love to show a lot of faces. It's like Guess Who. You know, when you're looking at the
I
thing.
played Guess Who the other week.
Whoever's left.
So good.
It's so good, isn't it? I've not played
Although
the new one.
I played it with Kate, who's, you know...
Does she know them all?
No, she didn't know them all, but she... Does this person present as female? I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, Kate. I was like, no, they're non-binary. Okay, leave them all up.
Yeah. Woke Guess Who.
We should do a woke Guess Who.
The new one is different, though, isn't it?
I've not played it. It was an old one.
Old
one.
Just all the guys with glasses and tashes.
I think I said at one point, I was like, would I fancy this person? No, she said, would you fancy this person or something? And I was like, yes. And she knew it, but she was like, oh, it's Alfred.
There's no fit ones on it. No fit ones.
Oh, there was. I had a wank at one point.
You're like, Kate, I've got to go for a long toilet trip. See you in a minute.
I can't believe I've just said that.
Your mum listens to this.
She doesn't.
Does she not?
I don't think so.
She just trolls you instead when the videos go up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, talking of which, thanks so much for listening. This has been a bit of a all over the place episode. I feel like.
Well, let us know your
Sometimes people
stance.
love them though.
Yeah, people like the random ones. Let us know what you think of Liz. You know.
Well, I think the jury's kind of out on that. I can't imagine most people are like, I quite like her.
Yeah, and you can't say it if you do.
I met my flatmate's boyfriend the other day. Stratus, he was called. I know.
Stratus, as in fear.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he's Greek. He's like this Adonis. And I actually screamed in his face when I first met him. Not because he was so good looking, but I didn't realise that at the door our doorbell was broken and I was taking the bin out. And I opened the door and I went, ah! And screamed in his face.
It's like, I come in peace.
Anyway, he was there and I'd only just met him. And he sat, and my flatmate's called Shay, and he goes, oh, Shay was just telling me that you're a massive Liz Truss fan. And I was like, I'm going to use that. Because at first I was like, what? But it was kind of a funny thing to be yeah. And Shay was like, huh? He's American. He was like, I've never said that. I don't know what Lee's politics are. I don't know whereabouts in America
I was going to say,
it's
from via Belfast.
But yeah, maybe we could start.
We could start doing that. But then we're going to fuck up because then you'll realise someone will be like, oh, I'm rooting for Liz, not the lettuce.
I don't think anyone's rooting for Liz.
Nah,
I think she's just a bit of a robot.
She is. She looks like a bullfrog. She doesn't. But on that note, we will leave it there. Is it timely? We've rambled enough.
It's time. It's
episode 34.
Lucas, thank you so much. Thank you for everything.
Pleasure, guys.
For listening to us waffle on. Thank you to everyone listening to YouTube. If everyone on YouTube, hello. thank you for watching. We do love all your comments.
Love a viewer.
We love a viewer, but I've had a few people this week say that they've listened and then they've watched.
Yeah, I've got a couple of mates doing that. They're like, we like to see your facial expressions. Really goes with it.
We're also very close right now. We're very close.
Always.
We're playing Guess Who. We're so close. No, we're very close to reaching those 100 reviews on Apple Podcasts.
We are.
And I'd really like to get there.
Yeah. If you've got an Apple device, can it be your actual MacBook?
Yeah. You just log on to the podcast app and
It's
just leave us a little
purple.
review. I know it's one of those things. It's like, do it now. Go and do it now.
Yeah,
Because
no one
otherwise you'll
uses
forget.
it to actually listen. So get out of the app you're in, go into the other one.
Unless it's a 1-star review, in which case, keep your hands to yourself.
If you're going to call me a guest 33, don't bother.
It could mean that you're a 33 out of 10.
Yes, I love your optimism. Thank you.
But we will work out what the rolling eye emoji looks like.
I'll DM Keith McNally.
Oh,
and
yes,
ask him.
can't wait.
Find out what it means.
That'd
It'll
be
be
good.
some like NFL number, won't it,
Oh, God.
That's what 86 probably
Does
has
that
to do
stand
with.
for National Football League?
Yeah, it does. God, you're so manly.
Thank you. Not only politics, but sport as well.
Here we go. We cover it all, babe.
I keep looking at the wrong camera as well.
Right, just looking straight at Lucas because that's where he's going after this episode ends.
Oh, no, don't say that. Everyone's going to think I'm just some sort of weird pervert.
Well, guess who? The Lucas.
Anyway, this has been episode 34 of Fab Life.
With Lauren and Lee.